Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from the BBC, Formula One presenter, Lee Mackenzie.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much for joining us. A beautiful film about two beautiful cars. Now, when we came to Geneva 2 years ago to reveal the McLaren P1, we didn't know actually at that stage that it would be a GTR version, a homage to the iconic F1 GTR that won Le Mans for McLaren in their debut in the race 20 years ago that was. Now, on that occasion, 5 McLarens went on to finish the race, including the gorgeous Chassis 6R that we saw in the earlier film. Now, please give a warm welcome onto the stage of McLaren, a man who can tell us all about the McLaren P1 GTR project and, in fact, all things McLaren Automotive. It's the CEO of McLaren Automotive, Mike Fluitt. Great to see you again. McLaren P1 GTR topping another fantastic year for McLaren.
Absolutely. 2014 was a phenomenal year for us. We've grown in every way as a business. Our sales volumes were 20% higher. We delivered over 1,600 cars, including 250 P1s to our customers. And perhaps equally importantly for a young company, we will announce shortly that it was our second year of profitability as a company, so it's a very sustainable business as well as delivering great product. And we've continued to invest really heavily in our new cars, in our product lines. And we've defined our product offering in 3 segments now. We have our Sports Series cars, our Super Series cars, and our Ultimate Series cars. And today at Geneva, we are showing for the first time 2 out of those 3 cars to the world.
Just looking around, it seems McLaren's focus is very much on sports cars and supercars.
Absolutely, we're a sports car company. It's all about the driving experience, whether it be on road and on track. And we use the technology that we've inherited from motorsport, and we continue to push to produce the greatest drivers' cars in the world.
So no SUV?
We won't be building SUVs. We're a sports car company.
Okay, let's take a walk over to the P1 GTR. And is it true that this car wasn't even actually planned to begin with?
Yeah, absolutely. When we were here a year ago showing the production version of P1, we didn't plan to do what is a purely track-focused car. P1 sold out very, very quickly indeed, and we had a lot of demand from our customers really saying, if we unshackled the car from the constraints of road car homologation, what could we do? We produced a concept that we showed at Pebble Beach last summer. Phenomenal response from our customers. So we've made this available only to P1 customers and for those who want to enjoy the track experience. And we've developed it through, this is now the customer spec of this car.
How different is this to the production car?
It's very different in a lot of ways because, as I say, you're not constrained by homologation. So the aerodynamics are far more advanced. You can see the quite dramatic fixed wing on the back of the car. The powertrain is now up to 1,000 PS. The whole driver focus and chassis development of the car, you can see it runs on slick tyres, is all about optimising that track experience.
But this is actually more than just a car, isn't it? It's almost like an access into the world's most exclusive drivers club.
It is. It's intended to give the owners an experience that's as close perhaps to a Formula One driver as you could get. So they have their own coaches, they go through the human performance program that the F1 drivers go through, they spend time on our simulators, they design their own livery, they have their own garaging, and we run exclusive events for them to drive the cars on the track. So it is a really quite unique experience.
I think you mentioned just before that it's only for current P1 customers, so I'm out. I think probably a few of you are out as well, sadly. Just tell us a bit about that.
Yeah. Sadly, Lee, you can't. I'm sorry, but absolutely, we made a commitment to our customers. We do 375 P1s, and when it sold out, we wanted to honour that commitment. And the way to do it was to simply offer this car to that exclusive club. And that's what we've done. And this car now in turn, we have a couple of people speaking to us through the show, but this car also, the availability of the car now is finishing in the next week.
So if the P1 owners weren't lucky enough to begin with, they're even more fortunate now, I think. You mentioned another reveal that we've got. Let's take a walk over here, because McLaren have two reveals here at Geneva.
Absolutely. This is the 675 LT. LT for Longtail. Longtail's a name from the history of McLaren. We have the F1 GTR Longtail there. And what Longtail signifies is really taking to extreme all the characteristics of a McLaren supercar. So this has optimized aerodynamics, optimized powertrain, very different chassis settings. It's a car that's completely focused on driver experience. More track focused, but still a great road car.
Okay, I think what's left is we need to see the car. We present to you the 675 LT. A beautiful thing, and to tell us more about what it's like to drive, please welcome onto the stage a man who's been deeply involved in the development of so many of the recent McLarens and some of the older ones too. Please welcome Chief Test Driver Chris Goodwin. Chris, as well as some of the more modern McLarens, I know that you're an old friend of the Longtail as well.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to be racing for McLaren in the 90s, and the F1 GTR Longtail was the first McLaren I raced. I won its first race actually in that year. So the Longtail name is something that's really important to me, and yeah, very close to my heart. This 675 LT it's really just as exciting to drive in its own way. It's a road car that anybody that's driven any of our development cars has absolutely loved driving. It's just a lot of fun. But it's a worthy holder of the name LT. It's the first McLaren that's going to use that LT brand. And the reason why it's appropriate is with the F1 GTR Longtail, we changed an enormous amount within that car. It wasn't just the shape of the car. With the 675 LT, we've changed 1/3 of the components. We've shaved 100 kilos off the weight of the 650S that came before it. That gives it a dry weight of 1,230 kilos. We've changed 50% of the engine components, so it's not just a software remap. 50% of the engine components gives us the 675 PS. It's a power to weight ratio of 549 PS per tonne. Well, what does that mean? I'll tell you later. It's also about the aerodynamics. We've shaved weight, gained power, but you can see we've paid a lot of attention to the aerodynamics of the car, and we've revised the front end, the splitter, the air intakes. We've got a 50% larger rear air brake. It's 40% more downforce and a lot more cooling for the track. So all in all, a nice revision that mirrors nicely what we did to the F1 GTR.
And Chris, you mentioned it was fun to drive, but how does it all translate in terms of performance?
Well, the driving experience actually begins when you press the start button. Before you even move, you fire the engine up, and immediately you feel more of the powertrain coming through the structure. You feel the vibration of the engine more. You can hear a more raw noise inside the cabin. It's a very different experience. You know you're in for a slightly more involving experience before you pull away. As you drive slowly down the road, the steering ratio is fast and the suspension is stiffer. You feel the road texture more, you're more engaged immediately. But as you start to drive faster, and a fantastic journey that we would take would be to drive this car from Woking over to Belgium to Spa-Francorchamps circuit. It would be my favourite journey. You can put the car into normal mode. It's a lovely, comfortable ride, but the sounds you're listening to in the cabin are fantastic, and the gear shifts have really been sharpened up, and actually you shift gear too much because you just enjoy doing it. But when you get to the track, the performance is incredible. So 0 to 200 kilometre time in under 8 seconds. I can't see any car in its class that can match that. But the lap times, the fun of driving the car with this balance, we've developed lower, stiffer suspension, a slightly more aggressive balance in the car, more bespoke tuned Pirelli Trofeo tyres. The car is a racing car in all but name when you're on the track. It's a fantastic road car. So I think a really worthy holder of the Longtail brand, or a launch of the Longtail brand really, and a great halo for the Super Series.
And Mike, just like the F1 Longtail, I know it's going to be a rare car. Just how rare?
This is the most extreme development of our Super Series range, and it is a very, as Chris says, very focused driver's car. Not for everyone. For many people, the 650S is still the ideal compromise, but for those who love driving, it really is the perfect car. We've limited it. We've made it exclusive to just 500 cars, and actually, since announcing it in some markets, the car is already sold out.
You mentioned the Ultimate Series, the Super Series, but what about the Sport Series? What can you tell us?
Well, the Sport Series, which we've announced and we'll show the first car very shortly, really completes our range, the three tiers that we've talked about. It's a pure McLaren. It has all the McLaren DNA. The car is built in the same way, the lightweight carbon structure, the highly efficient powertrain, and it's really a game changer. It brings the supercar dynamics, the McLaren DNA, into a different sector of the market. So when you see that car, I think people are going to be absolutely astonished at what we've done.
Well, it's going to be another memorable year for McLaren. Mike, thank you very much, and to you, Chris. But thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for taking the time to come along here today. Before you go, there's still plenty to come from McLaren in 2015, including another reveal in just less than a month.
Thank you.